Doug is an exuberant, kind-hearted, hard-working individual.
Doug is the most boisterous person I know. You can hear him coming from a mile away, and his laugh is absolutely infectious.
You know, everything he's focused on, whether it be marketing, whether it be sales, he puts just everything he has, into that process.
Doug is the largest character in the casual industry I've ever come across.
Doug reminded me of Rodney Dangerfield.
He's boisterous, he's loud, he's funny, he's sincere. He's got this energy about him. He's almost aspirational, if you will.
He's always ready to help and full of life, but he's just a really kind-hearted guy too.
So I started my career in finance and insurance. I was in the loan documentation and finance business for 25 years. Semi-retired because I had to close the business at that time. Went into the casual furnishing business, knowing nothing about the business. So I decided if I'm going to be in this business, I'm going to make something of it. So I started a business in Southern California. It was an existing store at the time, but I went out to every casual furnishing store that I could find, from Santa Barbara to San Diego. I spent about a week doing this, and I came back to my wife Sharon, and I said, we can make a lot of money at this. This is a great business.
And I don't know if you know the story of how he bought Kathy's cottage, and he decided he was going to remodel, and it was during, I think, 2008 or something, when the economy kind of slowed, and he kind of started at a time when it was difficult for retail.
I worked at Kathy's Cottage, which is what our store used to be called, since '96. I worked with the original owners of the business. The store was on a decline, and things weren't quite going well with the business. So Doug came into the store, and I remember, the original owners introduced Doug, and at that time he had a partner. I'm looking at this guy, and I'm thinking, who is this guy? And of course, we're all apprehensive about what was going to happen. And, Doug introduced himself, and of course, his background had nothing to do with the casual furniture industry. So that set us back, even a little bit more.
When we first met Doug, he was new to the industry, brand new in the outdoor, and really didn't know whether he'd be successful or not. But I didn't know Doug then. Now that I know Doug, I think he's going to be successful at just about anything he puts his mind to.
One of the things that I feel has made me successful is I'm very motivated. I get up in the morning thinking, okay, let's just get it on and let's just go do what we got to do. I love being involved in our trade association, ICFA. I love being involved in many different types of associations to get my name out there, to get our name out there for outdoor elegance. It's just something that I enjoy.
He's probably the most amazing salesperson I've ever seen. And, I'm surprised working with him each and every day what he's able to accomplish.
I believe what makes Doug successful is his ability to take a different approach, to look at things with a more strategic eye. His inclusivity of attitude really plays into how he runs his business. It's not he never has a you win, I lose. It's more of how do we work together? How do we meet the needs of the consumers that are in the area? And you have to give him a ton of credit because he's, being in LA, it's not easy as a retailer, and he's flourishing there.
I think the biggest challenge of our business is when we bought the store in 2001, it was an old nursery. So everything was mainly outside. My biggest challenge was taking on building a new building. We had to work out of a tent in our parking lot. It was a 90 by 40 tent. That was our showroom. We were in that for 8 months. We started the building Valentine's Day 2008. We call it the Valentine's Day Massacre. And I got to drive one of the bulldozers through the building, and that was pretty amazing. With that, we opened the doors October 1st of that same year. So I had an incentive for the builders to build this building in time while we were out in the parking lot in our tent.
One of the best marketing ideas I believe that Doug had was having this yearly barbecue contest. And he would get all of the barbecue vendors to his store, and we'd all vote and taste and visit. He'd get the local radio station out. We'd have interviews, and it was just a very fun event. And he did it in November when things are kind of slow for outdoor furniture, and his parking lot was full, but all the streets around the place were full. He'd have people from all over coming, and that was just a really good marketing. He's a good marketer.
And with Doug and his wife Sharon, them taking the business again under their wing and bringing it to where it is, I can't thank them enough for everything they've done for us, as well as everyone that works there. They gave us our careers. I think he would like to be remembered for taking a business that was nothing and turning it into what it has become today.
His success in several businesses that he's run throughout his life.
I think he'd love to be remembered with a little bobblehead sitting on the counter, with a big head that's just kind of laughing and giggling. I think that was probably how he'd want to be remembered.
I was thrilled to see that he was recognized for all of his hard work.
When I found out that Doug was awarded the Lifetime Achievement for this year, I was extremely happy for him. Nobody deserves it more.
And I just want him to know, couldn't be a better choice. Congratulations, Doug.